So, bringing the focus of our attention to the feeling state of our body. And today, as we begin this practice, I'd like to think about drinking water. Think about the sensation of liquid in your mouth, moving down your throat. And then if you have some water near you, take this moment and take a drink of whatever beverage is close by. And notice the difference between thinking about taking a drink and the experience of taking a drink. Thinking about taking the drink is a replica, is a copy of the experience that just has some of the presentational notes without the sensual experience. So today, when I ask that we expand in 360 degrees around the hips, rather than just imagining that expansion, feel that expansion. It may take a few breaths, but when you expand in 360 degrees around the hips on the inhalation, you'll notice that it's very different than when you just imagine it. You'll notice your back open up. You'll notice your sides expand. You'll notice that you actually are creating a space there around your center of gravity. And that really does give us a beautiful area to relax into. And now the same goes with relaxing. We can think about relaxing. We have an image and an idea. And then we can actually physically release the tension that holds the musculature in whatever shape it was before the relaxation began. Several years ago, I heard that you cannot think and feel at the same time. And I've been playing with that. And in my experience, it's true. We can move quickly between thinking and feeling. But when we have our attention turned to the feeling state, the mind is on receptive mode and not interpretation mode. And as we practice this feeling attention, the mind becomes naturally quieter, and the experience of the body comes alive and takes over what would be a narrative, conceptual ideas or opinions about what's happening, to the actual experience of the felt state of the body. So being in this pattern of expanding physically, noticing the felt experiential shift, and relaxing decidedly and releasing. Noticing the shifts in the body, even if they're very small. And if they are more distinct, if we have active areas of pain, allowing this pattern that we're in to caress those areas gently and in a true physical expression of the inhalation and the exhalation moving around. So next, I invite you to think about wholeness and what wholeness elicits from thoughts and the mental picture. And then dropping in to the felt sense of the body and feeling the sensory wholeness of this organism we inhabit. Even if we have difficulty with our body, it is a whole functioning unit in constant relationship with the whole world. So we can begin to feel wholeness, not as a construct of the mind, but as a sensual state of the body. And while it might be difficult to access at first, as we inhale and experience our breath, we can experience it filling this body. And as we relax and release that breath, we can experience it deflating this body and get a sense of this wholeness, this completeness that exists as us. And next, I'm going to invite you to think about peace and the attributes of peace that your mind describes to the concept, to the ideal. There's nothing wrong with thinking, with thoughts, with the constructs we make. But I invite you now to drop into the body and access the felt experience of peace. That as the body receives and expels air, as the cells receive and excrete nutrients, there's an active process happening in the body that happens within the container of peace. In this one, it's interesting to me because I can have a sensory experience of peace, both as extremely still and extremely active. And so let's complete this journey with thinking about love, thinking about the attributes we believe love is in our mind. And then dropping into our bodies and seeing if we can access and experience love. And paradoxically, one of the easiest ways to do this in this kind of a practice is to imagine someone you love very much standing in front of you. And while we've already established that the thinking mind is a replica of the actual experience, we also know it's a very useful replica. And in this moment of imagining that person or being of any sort, an animal, a tree, a snowstorm, something you truly love, perhaps you can feel the excitement in your cells just having the image of this person present. And what I love about this is when we move it from the idea of the person in front of us to the felt experience of the person in front of us, we access everything we know about them in our felt sense. The mind doesn't have to go through, I met them on this day and they have this color hair and they have this style of body and this kind of sense of humor. The body has memory of every aspect of that which we love. And when we bring it to mind, everything about that person comes in one package, one sensory experience of that person that fills our hearts, but also fills our body. And it is different than just thinking about it. It is richer and experiential. And so as we finish today, recognizing and having the experiential experience of the richness in the felt sense, that thinking is wonderful, but experiencing those thoughts is a deeper, richer opportunity to embody that which we love for a few moments, simply by directing our attention to our felt sense. And that next time we encounter someone we love, that we stop and take a breath and focus our attention on the fullness of that encounter and just see if it enriches our experience. I predict it will.